Welcome back to another video, and in today's video I'm just going to quickly show you the awakening of the nectarine tree. It is the middle of winter and for some reason this fella has woken up extra early. So normally in, I would say, the end of winter, our nectarine tree normally wakes up, and for some reason it has started to wake up in the middle of winter. We've had really cold spells, been going down to about 1 Celsius in the morning, and then the highest could be probably 10. But for some reason nectarine decided it is going to wake up extra early. It's the 12th of July, and that's a week since I showed you the progress of the nectarine tree. I just want to show you a close-up of the little buds and them opening up. So you can see that the leaves are actually starting to open up, which is fantastic because remember this was totally bare. And if I go further up, you can see all the buds. So this is incredibly awesome that the nectarine, which is called the Alpine nectarine, it's a dwarf variety, is starting to wake up. It's looking absolutely gorgeous, and I'll probably take another video in a week's time. It is the 18th of July, and you can see this has been a whole week since we actually started recording the opening of all these buds. You can see all the leaves. Compared to last week, there was like maybe one branch that had leaves, and now we have a whole bunch of leaves and a whole bunch of flowers. So I'm just going to go around the homestead quickly just to see what's happening with the fruit trees. This is our peach tree, and last year we got a little peach, but it fell off. It was a really windy day. It's also the first time having a peach tree, but I've got a funny feeling this peach tree will give us some peaches this season. This is the yellow clingstone. It's a bit like a hairless peach. I don't like these peaches with all these hairs. It irritates me, but this should be actually waking up soon. Should be the next tree to wake up, because peach tree is a clingstone. It's the same as the nectarine, but this hasn't woken up yet. But I do see small signs of life, which means this will be the next tree to wake up. And so when it does start giving a sign of a leaf or something opening, like over there it should start opening, I will record and we'll start tracking this beautiful peach tree. So this is my young berry, and you can see it is all dried up. And what will happen is that the vine, we've learned last year to not cut the wrong vine, because along the vine you'll get new shoots, and it should then take over this whole trellis. But last year I accidentally cut a vine and it was the wrong vine, and I lost a whole branch. Haven't had really success with the young berries. I'm hoping next season it will be a little bit better. And also it has, I think, 1, 2, 3 main vines now, so I'm hoping that I don't mess that up. We'll fertilize them in the next month or so, and I will show you guys how that really does help. We did it with the blueberries, and the blueberries was such a success. We had so much blueberries. But over here we've got the the raspberries, and they have died back. They will start growing. It looks like they have totally died, but it's normally like this. And then over here we've got a blueberry pot. Right now we're busy doing renovations, so the garden's a bit messy, but we still got the blueberries along this wall. They probably might change, I'm not sure, or we'll keep the blueberries here and just maybe move here. Just got a friend here, neighbor's dog. Hey Sky. Hello Sky. That's Sky. She is a beauty. She is the neighbor's doggy. Always loves to greet us. Hey Sky. So yeah, over here we've got all different varieties of blueberries, and these 4 are the legacy blueberries. I have an early, a mid and a late harvest variety here, and I'm not going to be cutting any of them back this year. I'm going to leave them as they are, but what I'm going to do is obviously take the mulch out and do a top up, a nice refresh like last time, because we had the most amazing blueberries, and what we did last year is exactly what I'm going to do this year. And then someone did suggest to paint the black pots a light color, which I will be doing, because it does attract a lot of heat. So these 2 pots as well as that pot will be painted. I'll just come back to the side where the nectarine tree is. Yeah, the loudest birds ever, hardy dars. So we've got the Corocara orange tree here in a pot. These 2 pots will be moved as soon as the aviary is up. The quail aviary, which is what we are busy doing here. That's why the garden is looking an absolute mess, but we've had to try and find a place where we can put all our quails. And this year I am expecting some oranges on here. I do see some new growth happening, so obviously this tree has stopped growing for a bit. It has actually shot up a lot. I might cut this branch and that branch off. You can see it's gone yellow, which means it could be a bit of a deficiency or a disease, which is fine. I need to give it a nice top up, give it the fertilizer that an orange tree needs, and I think I will just chop these 2 off, maybe chop that off, just give it a bit of a trim. When it wakes up, it will be absolutely amazing. So this is my plum. It has lost all its leaves. We actually got 5 plums off of the plum tree. This is called the Sultana, I think, and it was actually a beautiful variety. It was like a dark purple red skin, and on the inside was actually yellow. It wasn't the purple red inside, so that was quite nice, and it's extremely sweet, absolutely worth having. So I'm not actually going to do much with this tree. I'm not going to trim or anything, I'm just going to leave it like it is. And if I swing over here, as I say, just excuse all the mess, we are busy renovating. But this is our fig tree. The fig tree has not woken up yet. It's not going to wake up anytime soon, but we will be giving this a trim. So this whole branch, I would say maybe up to there, I can trim it. I can also use this and propagate, but I don't really have to because I have 2 of these and I don't need any more. But if I cut it here, you can see I've got some nodes here, and so I should have another branch coming out here, and wherever the nodes are, new branches should start appearing. just cut it there as well, because we don't want this to keep on growing out that way. So by cutting it maybe over there, I might spark a branch to go there. These ones I'm going to actually leave that because it could just grow a little bit taller, so that I can cut it next season. These little ones I can leave on. These branches I'll cut down completely, and then it'll just go over here. I might just cut this one over here so it sparks another branch here. So I will do a video on how to trim your fig trees, because you can see this, I've gone and trimmed. It was quite long, very long, and because we needed this walkway because of the renovations, I cut it over here, because you see there's a node there, there's a node there, there's another node there and there, and so because I've cut it here, it will just start growing on the sides here. So you can see we've actually had some cold weather, and all of these plants have literally dried out. I need to actually cut this down. It will grow again, but if I just cut that down, because this is supposed to be green, and the frost has just gotten to it. But in this pot we've actually got our cherry tree, and this cherry tree actually gave us its first signs last season that it actually wanted to give us cherries. It didn't manage to give us cherries. I didn't fertilize it properly, so I'm not going to make that mistake again. I'm going to fertilize all my plants accordingly, and I should actually be getting cherries in the next season. The custard apple tree was gifted to me, and I've got it in a grow bag. It actually did very, very well, and it's just started to lose its leaves in that, you can see. But I'm going to leave everything. I'm not even going to give that a trim, and hoping that new branches come out when it wakes up. Also fertilize that. And I've actually got 2 custard apple trees. It was gifted to us, and I'm actually so excited when this does give me fruit, because the pictures look amazing, and I think it's something I'm going to enjoy. Over here I've got one of my apple trees. This is the gala apple tree, which means this is the red one, and I didn't fertilize this. It gave me absolutely nothing last year. It's given me apples before, not as much. This I think will be the 4th year having this tree. Let's go to the other apple tree, which was absolutely amazing last year. Okay, so this apple tree is called the Granny Smith, and this has given me apples twice. The first time I think I had 3 apples, and then the year after that gave me a whole bunch of apples. Last year it didn't give me apples, but as I said, I know it's because I didn't fertilize my apple, the soil in the apple pot, and that's the only reason I think it didn't give me any apples. But we'll see how it goes next year. Here's the other apple custard tree, and I've got it in one of these pots. And then over here I've just got some, like, I think, if I'm not mistaken, this could be one of the rough skins that we planted in the pot. We've got a rough skin in the front garden. We have this rough skin, and then I've got another rough skin at the back. We'll go there just now. I've got 2 other lemon trees, but we're hoping to get lemons sometime next year, because we planted them quite a while back, and they seem to be at a good stage where I think they might be bearing next year. Well, in this bed we've got the goji berry, and sure, I put this goji berry on this side of the homestead, and this will be the first year it actually waking up on this side of the homestead. Actually had it by the entrance of the house, which we've had to move everything because of the aviary, but it looks like this. And then what will happen is that this will just wake up and it literally will take over, and it actually looks beautiful. So this will stay here, and I just need to think of what I'm going to put in here, because I actually wanted to put a tree here, like a tamarella tree, but now I'm scared because this actually grows quite wild and spreads, so we'll just have to see what we're going to put here. My lemon trees. Okay, so this is one of the lemon trees. Not really sure what variety this is. It actually belongs to my sister-in-law. She was given this by her friend Susan, and we moved it twice. It kind of like took a knock the second time, and for 2 years it didn't grow. And that's what can happen to lemon trees when it goes through shock. We kept it in hoping it would come alive. It looked like it was dead, but it did manage to come alive, and it grew, and so it will never be taken out of the ground again, because it seems to be a very sensitive plant. But this is our lemon tree, and I'm hoping that this actually gives us some lemons next year. You can see how beautiful it is now it's established. I'll give it some beautiful fertilizer, and I think, I'm not sure, this could be a Maya, it could be an Areca, I'm not really sure, but this is a dwarf lemon tree, and it's nice and big. It's like, yeah, it's nearly by my shoulders. Then over here we've got the banana tree. So the bananas are still in the spare room, and hoping that it ripens soon. I need to actually check on it, and what will happen is that the mother, this one, has to be chopped down. So I'll slowly start chopping that down in late spring. We'll keep this one, and this should bear fruit the next year. So we will cut all the leaves off, and new leaves will appear in the middle. And then we will let another pup at the bottom there grow next to the new mother. So that's now the grandmother, it's the new mother, and we'll have the daughter growing soon. Over here in this pot we have my Maya lemon tree. Now this is a Maya lemon tree, and it looks very similar to this tree, and that's why I think this could be a Maya lemon. And this, I actually grew this one from a seed from a friend, and it looks beautiful. I might get lemons, not sure. Don't know if it's another year that I need to give it, but it will be the 3rd year it growing from a seed. And you can see it's a nice thick beautiful tree. Then on this side I have my Joy. This is my rough lemon skin tree, and I also grew that from seed. It actually has taken off since like summer. It was small, and it's absolutely grown much more. And I grew the rough skin the same time I grew the Maya. So that is a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful lemon to have. So the pomegranate trees, they are definitely still sleeping. They'll only wake up late, I would say late winter. And this is the variety that we did not like. It was very sour, so this I might try and graft on. This one is a beautiful pomegranate tree. This one is actually called the endelib, and I just need to give it a nice trim because I need to still get through this passage. I need to just make sure that I can get through. So that's why all the branches over here I've cut, and I don't mind it going more higher and a little bit on the sides, but I'm trying to just trim the the other two sides where I can just walk through here. So that is the pomegranate, and this was such a beautiful tree. What I'm going to try and do is see if I can't propagate a branch off of here and then try and graft it on there. And then over here we've got the grape, so we still need to just trim all of that down, and we need to make sure that next season when we've got the grape that it doesn't actually go up there, because that is a problem. We need to try and guard it to the sides. And we've also actually got over there a guava villa, so I'm hoping the guava villa makes it through winter. I'm not sure, but we'll only find out when everything starts waking up. And guys, that's basically all the fruit trees we've got, and there is so much change at the homestead right now. Literally just got this area that I can try and grow in, and then along the sides I'm going to have to try and put some pots in that with my fruit trees, because where the fruit trees were, we are building, so pretty limited. And then if we go in here, which let's see if I can, we've got some other fruit trees, much warmer than outside at night, I'm sure, but last year was a different picture. I was able to put the hothouse in a area where the sun actually hits it, and it actually is warm in here during winter. It's a little bit chilly in here still, but at least the cold air doesn't get to the plants, because that would be dead right now, and majority of this would be dead. But you can still see that the cold is still hitting some of these plants, but they would have been totally dead if I didn't put them in here. I've got some potato slips growing in here that I'm just keeping on the side. You'll see that that branch from the fig tree that I trimmed off, I stuck it in there. I'm going to try and propagate it, make another fig tree out of that. That'll be quite nice, because that's quite a nice big branch. But over here we have got the pepino, and it's a melon. I've never grown it before, and I know that it actually shot out a small little fruit. I wasn't expecting it. I saw a flower, I never thought it would fruit, and then when I came in I saw that it had fruited, but it hadn't developed properly, and I lost it because I didn't take care of it. But you can just see that it grows a bit funny. It grows all over the place. Oh, there it is. Haha, there we are. This is the small pepino melon that grew, and I probably can take this off because it's not going to grow. So if it grew, you know what that means. It means that this will give me some melons next season, which is pretty exciting. And then over here we've got another pomegranate. This one is called the 8-ball. You can see how different it is, and that is why I actually took it, because it looks so exotic. And yeah, it doesn't have to be in the hothouse, but I just put it there because it's still young. So as you guys know, I have 2 baby pomelo trees. They are like a grapefruit, but not exactly. And this is the one. You can still see, look, it still wants to grow. So it means it's happy in this hothouse right now. But that's one, and that's the second one. And I grew the seeds at the same time. But I can see something is eating my plants. The back there I have an avo that is, I'm hoping will survive, because every time I have avos they die, and that's why I put the avo in here. So I'm hoping that it doesn't die off. And then over there I've got a lumquat, but that is the plant there. and it's just shooting up, and I think it's given me a second shoot there. Oh, I didn't even notice that. Quickly go there and check. Yeah, okay, that's quite exciting. So it's split, and I'll have that. So I've never had that before, my first tree, so that's quite exciting. There's my dragon fruit, and this is the cypress dragon fruit. So I brought this in because I'm really trying to guard this, and it's actually looking wonderful. So everything in here is surviving. You can see got the monstera, and I've got a few other plants that if it was out in the garden would literally just die, and I would have lost it. So I'm very, very grateful for this little space that I was able just to tuck the hot house in. So that was the tour of the winter garden, and there is only one fruit tree that is busy waking up. As I said, the weather has been really crazy here in Johannesburg, but that is fine. All the other fruit trees should start waking up in late winter, early spring. If you had watched the whole video, you would notice that every time we had gone past a fruit tree, I had put some information on the screen, and that is how to fertilize your fruit trees. Each fruit tree has its own fertilizer that it needs. So you can't go and fertilize an apple tree like you would fertilize your berry plants. Berry plants love acid soil, and apples are very different. So I hope that really helps when you are about to fertilize your fruit trees. And remember, try to fertilize them before they wake up. So I normally personally do it late winter, early spring, or if I see that a tree is waking up a little bit early, that's when you can just see the leaves are starting to open. I would then quickly do the fertilizing then. But this just really helps to boost the tree from being dormant to waking up and giving it the energy and the nutrition it actually needs to start flowering, budding, and giving you these amazing fruits that you obviously look forward to. Remember to smash that like button, subscribe for some more tips, and I definitely will see you guys in the next video.